Good evening, guys. My name is Sanjay Singh, and I welcome all of you to this online session on Azure. Today, we are going to discuss about Azure Application Gateway. So, first of all, what is Application Gateway? So, Application Gateway is a traffic load balancer. You can say that is a web traffic load balancer, which will enables you to manage your traffic on your web applications, on your web servers, or your VM scale sets. So where traditional load balancer which operates on layer 7, let me show you load balancers, LBs load balancers, which works on OSI models layer 7, sorry, layer 4, not layer 7. So layer 4, so that means they route your traffic on the basis of source IP and source port, as well as destination IP and destination port. Okay, and they use TCP or UDP to route your traffic. Okay, so they listen TCP and UDP protocol, where if you are going to use application gateway, so which works on ASI layer 7, OSI model layer 7. Okay, and it use HTTP and HTTPS based traffic. So both protocols are enabled, HTTP and HTTPS. So whatever request is coming to your application gateway in terms of HTTP and HTTPS, that will be as per the rule is configured in your application gateway, that will be sent to your backend pools. Now when we have a traditional load balancer, so why we are going to use this application load gateway? Okay, which is also distributing your load to backend pools. Okay, so basically this load balancer which we are using, which is a layer 7 load balancer, that is a non-intelligent load balancer, you can say. If you are going to use application gateway, so this would be a intelligent load balancer for your organization. So let me give you an example. So let's suppose that is your user. Okay, and that is your load balancer L7, or you can say application gateway. Okay, which is connected with backend pools. Now in backend pools there would be servers. So let's suppose there are two backend pools which are supporting for images, and there are two backend server which are in your pool which supporting videos. Correct. Now your organization name is, let's suppose, xyz.com. So user is requesting for xyz.com slash images. Okay, so that request will be forwarded to your load balancer. Now your load balancer, there would be a listener, okay, which will be configured. So listener, on listener side, it will check which protocol is coming, which protocol request is coming, HTTP or HTTPS. So the request will be verified. Okay, then it will check the path. Basically that is known as path based routing. You can enable path based routing or URL based routing in your application gateway. Okay, and then there would be a rule configured here. So as per the rule, traffic will be forwarded to your backend pool servers. Okay, so if the rule match with the URL based uh, request or path based request, so it will check, okay, where to send the request. So it will check the URL, like the URL is images, so the request will be forwarded to images server. If URL would be videos, so the request will be forwarded to videos backend server. Okay, so that you can configure into your application gateway server. So that means you can route your traffic on the basis of rule which is configured on your application gateway. Okay, so that is the use of application gateway. Now we are going to discuss about few features, so which you are getting into your application as your application gateway. So let's discuss those features. So first feature which we are getting in our application gateway, that is known as SSL slash TLS. Okay, then auto scaling. Now first of all discuss about SSL and TCS, then we'll discuss about auto scaling. Now on your application gateway you can choose whether to the connections which are coming, the requests which are coming. Okay, so you need end-to-end encryption, or you want up to your application gateway there should be encryption, and after for the request which is forwarded from your application gateway to backend, so there should be no encryption, that means unencrypted connection you need. So what you can do, you can terminate your SSL based communication at backend side. Okay, so which is not in terms of business continuity, but again you can terminate your SSL based connection through your application gateway. You auto scaling, so you can auto scale your instances which are configured, which are attached to your load balancer in terms of load and request which you are getting, uh, the traffic which you are getting on your application gateway. So as per the traffic you can configure your metrics. So as per your metric it will automatically increase and decrease the size of your instances. Then we have this one more feature. There are lots of features, we will discuss one by one all the features. So zone redundancy. So next is static IP. Let's discuss those also. So now auto scaling also, there are few SKUs in your application gateway. So standard version 2, in standard version 2 SKU you will get this auto scaling feature. Okay, so there is standard, okay, normal standard SKU in which you will not get auto scaling. Okay, there is a WEF SKU in which you will not get auto scaling. There is a WEF version 2 in which you will get auto scaling. Okay, so standard V2, by default you will get your auto scaling option here. So now let's come to next, which is zone redundancy. So you can place your application gateway into multiple zones. Okay, and this feature is available into standard V2 SKU. Okay, then you can use static IP address for your application gateway, and that is also available into standard V2 SKU. Okay, so only standard V2 SKU supports static VIP address. Okay, so you can associate a dedicated IP address to your application gateway. And next feature is WEF. So along with your application gateway, you can configure your application gateway as a web application firewall, which will protect your application from the attacks, from the various attacks. Okay, and vulnerabilities. Okay, so it use basically OWASP 3.1. Okay, so it use OWASP 3.1 rules. So on the basis of that rules, it will protect your web application from external threats and attacks and vulnerabilities, you can say. So the common vulnerabilities are like SQL injection. So it will protect your web application through SQL injections. Mm, SQL injections or cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting. So those kind of attacks. It will prevent from those kind of attacks, or it will monitor. So there would be two modes which you can in your web. So you can enable your mode like prevention, or you can enable for logging purpose also. So as per the configuration which you will do for web, so you would be able to protect your web application through those kind of attacks. Okay, then next one is URL based routing, so which we have already discussed. You can forward you can your forward your traffic to your backend pools as per the URL rules are configured into your rules. So the traffic would be forwarded to your images server or to your video server. Okay, so you can route your traffic on the basis of URL, or you can say pathways. Hmm. Now next feature is multiple site hosting. So you can host multiple sites on a server, and you can redirect your request to those servers, like those web applications or those domains, like you have xyz.com, then you have abc.com, then you have 123.com. So you can host multiple sites on an instance. Okay, and then on the same instance, and then you can route your traffic to all these instances. Okay, so that setting you can do. So that means multiple site hosting you can do through your application gateway. Okay, and you can add 100 sites to your application gateway. So there is a limitation of 100 sites which you can add to your application gateway. Then next feature is, let me clear the screen, redirection. So you can redirect your requests, which request like http request to https. So that feature is available. Okay, and you can ensure your all communication between your application and its users which occurs an encrypted over an encrypted path. So you can redirect your traffic from http to https. That feature is also available. And next feature is session affinity. So session affinity means, that means you will get a sticky connection. So you can enable a sticky connection for your web application, which I will show you in my lab. So the client who is connected with a backend pool server, like the client is connected with server one. Okay, so if he's going to make another request, okay, so the request should be connected, or the client should be connected with the same server. Okay, so that is called sticky connection. So you can enable sticky connection through your application gateway. Next one is connection training. Now what is connection training? So if let's suppose you have five servers in a pool. Okay, on your one server goes down, uh, or your one server becomes unhealthy, or you are going to install some periodic update on that server. Okay, so it will remove your server gracefully from your backend pool. Okay, now gracefully means, let's suppose if there would be any active connection, so what it will do, it will kept that connection, okay, active till your TTL reach. Okay, so that the client should not face any issue or any experience on the connection side. Okay, and then your server will be removed from your backend pool. That feature is also available in your application gateway. Then we have one more feature, which is custom header, custom error page. Sorry, custom error page. So if there would be any error on your application gateway when client is accessing your web server through your application gateway, and if he's not able to reach at backend, so he will get a error page. So what you can do, you can set up a custom error page, okay, for of your brand. So let's suppose your brand name is xyz.com. So what you can do, you can set up a custom error page which will show your brand, okay, so that you can set up on your application gateway. Then we can you can rewrite this another feature, which is rewrite your http headers. So the headers, the requests which are incoming or outgoing from your application gateway. So what you can do, you can rewrite your http headers, your response headers, so you would be able to rewrite your headers, okay. That is also available in your application gateway. There's one more feature, which is WebSocket or WebSocket, or you can see HTTP2. So your application gateway enables traffic of one second of WebSocket or HTTP2, which use a HTTP or HTTPS protocol. Okay, so it supports of a full duplex communication between your server and client. So there is no need for a polling, okay. So if you are using HTTP or HTTPS based traffic, so there should be a polling for each connection, for each communication, okay. But if you are going to use HTTP2 based traffic, so the polling is not required. It will use the existing TCP connection, okay. So existing HTTPS based connection, so and it use HTTP and HTTP protocol, the same port it use. So these are the features which are available for your application gateway, okay. And next lecture I will show you the lab, so how we will configure application gateway in our Azure portal, and then how we will redirect our queries. So that I'll show you in my next lecture. Thank you guys.